Hey there! We've just covered how grids and containment can help you lay out a page. Now, let's add one more tool to your toolbox: spacing. What do we mean by the word space? Well, space is something we're all familiar with. When we write, we leave a space between every word in a sentence. Or, when we look at the home screen of our phones, there is space between each app icon. In UX design, this is called white space. White space is the gaps between elements in a design. Keep in mind, white space is often referred to as negative space. So, why is white space important? First, the use of white space can provide emphasis on a focal point within the design. This can help focus the user on an action they need to take. For example, think about the Google search homepage. The search bar and Google logo are surrounded by white space. The use of white space clearly communicates the action users should take: search. Second, the use of white space can help group items together, which is also known as proximity. When elements, like buttons or text, are placed close to each other on a page, users naturally group these elements together and expect them to be related. On the other hand, when elements are placed far apart from one another, users don't think they're related. Remember Gestalt principles from earlier in the certificate program? Well, proximity is one of the Gestalt principles. Let's check out this graphic depiction of proximity. The image on the left contains 16 circles of the same size in a 4x4 grid with similar spacing. The assumption is that all of the circles are grouped together and would be related. The image on the right also contains 16 circles of the same size in a 4x4 grid. However, more space has been placed between the second and third columns of circles. This additional space makes it appear like the circles are split into two groups of 8, and those two groups would not be related. Third, white space helps with readability. Leaving more white space between elements makes it easier to focus on each element. Take a look at this example. The website on the left has little white space because it uses a large font and a big image, which are grouped nearby one another. This website is pretty difficult to read because our eyes are jumping between elements. In the website on the right, the content is the same, but there is more white space. This design uses a smaller font and a smaller image. This allows the eye to look at each element and makes the website easier to read. Okay, one more thing to keep in mind when it comes to white space. Having too little white space increases the chance of error. For example, some users might end up accidentally pressing the wrong button if there isn't enough space between the buttons. When you get your first job as a UX designer, you may have to help educate your clients or cross-functional teammates about the importance of white space. Businesses often feel that more content is better. It's important to help those stakeholders understand that using white space in the design will make their product easier to use and will hopefully lead to better business results. For example, if the sign-up button is clearly emphasized using white space, more users are likely to click it, which is a win for the business. Now you have all the tools you need to add elements to your mockup and lay out those elements on a page. Good luck putting what you've learned here into practice with your own design project.